Tonight on CTV News, we honor CSU shooting victim Savannah McNeely and investigate the police brutality chalk art on the plaza.
Then later on, we take a look at the CSU drag show and how El Centro is helping first-generation students on campus. All this and more on CTV News starting now. Good evening, CSU. I'm Litos Castro, your new CTV News anchor.
And I'm Stuart Smith. Let's get started with everything in the world of news. Last week, CSU and student media lost someone to a deadly shooting on her birthday. Savannah McNeely was a senior at CSU, an art major, and graphic designer for a multitude of organizations on campus. In remembrance, a vigil was held for Savannah Friday evening at the Ram Walk outside of the new on-campus stadium. Grace Reeder reports.
We're here to celebrate a very important person today, to commemorate a life of Savannah.
Early Thursday morning, Savannah McNeely, a CSU student, lost her life in a tragic shooting.
I think the first time I met her was probably at Ram Welcome, what would that be, 2014? So yeah, I've known her for quite some time.
On Friday, the CSU community gathered to mourn.
It takes a lot to get through something like this.
Savannah worked as an intern at Creative Services here at CSU, and she also worked at student media with our team.
Savannah was a very creative person. She was an amazing friend. She cared about people so much.
Many, including our staff who loved Savannah, attended to celebrate her life.
Doing something feels better than not.
Savannah McNeely, you'll be missed. With CTV, I'm Grace Reeder.
You will never forget her.
The vigil, I think, was a wonderful way to remember an incredible member of our community. And as Grace said, Savannah will be greatly missed.
Many college students cannot wait to head to the bars, so much so that they turn to expensive fake IDs. But a new study shows that Colorado State University has a lower number of fake IDs than the national average. Every year since 2013, the number of fake ID confiscations that have been reported to Student Conduct Services has increased markedly. According to Mike Katz of SCS, last year 233 fake IDs were reported. As of September 18th of this year, only 13 fake IDs have been reported to SCS. Most of the fake IDs were confiscated at bars and liquor stores that are in Old Town or around campus. But those numbers are the ones that have been reported by bars and liquor stores to Fort Collins Police Services. In 2016, 0.07% of CSU's population were reported to Student Conduct Services as having a fake ID, which is lower than the national data. The National Institute of Health published a study in 2009 with much higher numbers than that, estimating that 12.5% of college students and had fake IDs before college, and 32.2% had fake IDs by their fourth semester.
Have you ever noticed those blue light emergency boxes around town and on campus? Well, students rarely use them. Campus security still considers those blue emergency light call boxes an important safety resource. These blue lights ring directly into CSU Police Department Dispatch Center through the push of a button. Monica Rivera, director of the Women and Gender Advocacy Center, said, while blue lights may influence broader campus safety, she does not consider blue lights a necessary resource in preventing sexual violence. Rivera stated, "I'm not anti-blue lights, I just don't think they're necessarily a particularly utilized or effective method of preventing sexual assault. But even in terms of response, I can't think of survivors we've worked with who have ever utilized a blue light. Blue lights are a somewhat benign thing on campus." Emergency blue light phones are listed as one of the campus security programs on the CSU 2017 Annual Fire and Safety Report, along with residence hall security and proper building access. CSU Police Chief Scott Harris wrote, "The phones are a safety feature on campus that continue to offer a sense of reassurance to parents, students, employees, and guests that there is a way for them to call for help if they cannot use their cell phones for any reason." If you would like to locate the 65 blue lights on campus, view the main university map.
A student organization met on Sunday morning outside the Laurie Student Center Plaza to protest against police brutality in the form of art. Our news correspondent Emilia Castaneda has the story.
Members of the Ethnic Studies in Action student organization met at the CSU Plaza to create a chalk display as part of the national protest against Police Brutality Day.
We chose to protest through art because it's not a confrontational way. We're not trying to get in arguments with people about this necessarily, because it's just kind of like, it's not arguable that this is happening, right? Like people are dying. And so really it's more about focusing on the victims. And while we're writing these things out, thinking about the violence that each one of these people probably endured up to the time of their death.
Members wrote the names of the 64 people who were killed by police in Colorado so far this year.
There's something really powerful about writing a name over and over and over again, like a different name every time, in terms of just like really humanizing the issue.
Last year, members wrote over 865 names on the pavement, but this year, asterisks were being drawn, of which, according to Erica Lafayette, hold a symbolic meaning.
Asterisks stand for all the people, the other people around the country, because when you say the sentence, 968 people were killed at the hands of police, there's an asterisk there that has a whole list of names.
I went to the streets to catch students' reactions to the demonstration. Students, part of the Ethnic Studies in Action organization, joined together this past Sunday to remember the lives of those who were killed by police so far in 2017, with the goal to raise awareness of the impact of police brutality.
Because for this one, it's actually really easy to be ignored.
Using chalk, the students provided a visual representation of every life lost with an asterisk, and one student feels it serves its purpose.
It's food for thought and really points to the fact that this is an issue that needs to be addressed, probably, and not just swept under the carpet continually. So.
However, one student feels they could have done better.
It's kind of weird because I feel like people aren't really going to see it unless they're outside of normal class hours. So I feel like it's kind of wasted time, I feel like. But I mean, they can spend their time however they want.
Since the problem of police brutality is widely debated, it's likely this demonstration will generate some discussion among students. The sprayed chalk was reported to be washed off by campus facilities on Monday. The student organization hopes what's left of their demonstration will encourage campus-wide dialogue on police brutality.
For first-generation students at Colorado State University, the task of filling out a FAFSA form or simply not knowing what to expect can seem daunting. However, for second-year student Kiaria Gonzalez, offices such as El Centro provide her with tools and support to navigate through college.
I mean, it's hard, but it's also, it's a nice challenge because it helps you become very independent when you're trying to do things. So lots of stuff I've either learned to ask for help or I've just kind of figured it out on my own.
Gonzalez says she feels a kinship with her friends at El Centro that are also first generation. To find out more about El Centro, visit www.elcentro.colostate.edu.
With ski season approaching, students will need to have passes, gear, and of course, a mode of transportation if they wish to hit the slopes this year. At $20 for a round-trip ticket, the new SkiSU bus will take up to 55 passengers to various ski resorts on 5 Saturdays this winter. Manny Santasteven, a sophomore studying political science, developed the idea for this service as an eco-leader for the Corbett Hall. Santasteven said, "I noticed CU has a ski shuttle, the University of Wyoming even has a ski shuttle, and we didn't. So it was something I wanted to look into, and I ended up designating it as my project for the semester. The bus will leave on Saturdays at 6:30 a.m. from the Mustang stop, near Parmalee on Plum and Meridian, and will depart from the ski resort no later than 4 p.m. to make the return trip. Passengers can stash their equipment in the storage area below the charter bus. For more information, please visit colostate.edu/skisu. You thinking about taking that bus?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have not been skiing in quite a long time, and having a way to get up to the mountain's great, or as easily as can be great.
Oh yeah, it's going to be tons of fun.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have for news tonight, CSU, but don't go anywhere, because Zach Trombetta has the 5-day forecast and the best ski resort of the week.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's I'd be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back from break, Rams. Weather anchor Zach Trombetta here. Hope you guys all had a fabulous weekend and an even better Tuesday. Today the weather was pretty nice here in Fort Collins. Temperatures reached about upper 60s, and we did have some breeze, or some light breeze this afternoon to cap off our day. Right now, 51 degrees here in Fort Collins with a sunset of 6:07. However, tonight we are expecting some gusts after midnight, which could exceed 20 miles an hour. Looking at overnight lows tonight, 37 here in Fort Collins, 34 in Sterling, and down on the eastern plains, 35 in Lamar and 35 in Burlington, in Lamar, 29. Denver, you'll be sitting at 40 degrees, and Colorado Springs, 36. Out on the western plains, Grand Junction, 37, Vail, 27, and Gunnison, 23. Now tomorrow, we're going to warm up. 74 degrees here in Fort Collins and 59 out in Sterling. However, on the eastern plains, we are going to have winds during the morning and up until noon. Winds could exceed upwards of 20 to 25 miles an hour. Out in Burlington and down in Lamar, 78 degrees in Lamar and 78 down south in Pueblo. Out on the western slope, you're not going to see any winds until tomorrow afternoon. Vail, 57, Grand Junction, 67, and Gunnison, 64. Now taking a look at the 5-day forecast, tomorrow is going to be a nice day, 76 degrees with a low of 37. Get out and enjoy it before Thursday, when we reach down to 47 degrees and a low of 23, and we could see snow. Friday, we might see some rain. I don't think we'll see snow, with a temperature of 48 and a low of 24. Into your weekend, 60 degrees on Saturday and 37 degrees as your low. Now, last week, I took a look to see what our fellow peers have been up to this fall. Favorite activity during the fall?
Early snowboarding.
All right, you going up this weekend?
No.
What's your favorite thing to do in the fall?
I don't know, I like to go out on the IM fields and play soccer, hang out with friends, frisbee, football.
That would have to be going to Estes and taking pictures.
What kind of pictures do you like to take?
I'm into photography, so like a lot of landscapes, and I love animals too.
Besides photography, what are you doing on a weekday here in Fort Collins?
Usually going to class, and then if I have free time, I like to go for a drive.
I like playing in the leaves and looking at trees.
I don't know. Most Instagram spot on campus during the fall?
Oval.
Favorite drink during the fall?
Pumpkin spice latte.
From Starbucks?
Yes.
Play soccer, I guess.
Out on the IM fields?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you play every day or?
Just once in a while.
Are you on a team?
No, I just play like by myself and some other friends.
Cool. Our peers have definitely been up to some fun stuff this fall. Taking a look at the ski resort of the week now. Last week was Abe Basin, this week Loveland. No new snow to report. It's all been machine made, as you can see here on Loveland Snow Stake. No new snow. You're definitely going to have to get on that new ski bus though and go check out the mountains up west. Tomorrow's forecast, 74 degrees here in Fort Collins with a low of 34, partly cloudy. I talked about the winds. We shouldn't see too many gusts of winds tomorrow here in Fort Collins, but I would bring the windbreaker just in case. A sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:23 a.m. and a sunset at 6:05 p.m. Get out and check that out. Stay tuned for Sports Next with Hayley.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes, but with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
You are listening to 90.5 KCSU Fort Collins with DJ Mean Beats,
DJ Nightshade, DJ Wildcard. Music to me is one of the best creative outlets that I can think of. An escape from the real world.
Music to me is an expression of love.
To go from like folk to hip hop to like classic rock, 1960s bossa nova. With music, there's like no boundaries.
I work here because I love music, and you do too.
Hello and welcome back from the break. I'm Hayley Neuendorf filling in for Alex Clow. The Colorado State football team recorded another win last weekend against New Mexico to improve their record to 4-0. The Rams beat the Lobos 27-24. This win also means the team is now eligible for a bowl. Senior QB Nick Stevens passed for 231 yards and 2 touchdowns. This game also marked his 4th without an interception. Standout Michael Gallup is still the #1 spot in the nation for receiving yards, even though he had somewhat of a shy performance at New Mexico with only 58 yards on 6 catches. Most of CSU's yardage came on the ground. Running back Izzy Matthews rushed for 116 yards and a touchdown on 21 carries. Dalen Dawkins also rushed for 71 yards on 12 carries. On the defensive side, Colorado State's Josh Watson led the team with 9 tackles. Sophomore Max McDonald also recorded 6 tackles. Looking ahead to this weekend, the team comes home for the big rivalry game against Air Force at 1 p.m., and it will be aired on the CBS Sports Network. The Colorado State volleyball team continues to be on fire. The team improved their perfect record to 10-0 in conference play on Saturday against New Mexico. But this match was not off to a great start, as CSU was behind 2-0. But the team came back and to win the next 3 sets. Brianna Reynolds led CSU with 20 kills and Jasmine Hanna added 16. Katie Olkelsak had a double-double with 58 assists and 12 digs. This team is just underway here at Moby Arena facing Wyoming for the annual Border War. For updates on this match, follow the CTV 11 YouTube page. The Colorado State soccer team is sitting in the 10th spot in the Mountain West out of 12 schools. The team did not have a great weekend with 2 losses. The first 4-2 loss was at New Mexico. Kaylee Lordman and Janelle Stone got the pair of goals for CSU, but it was not enough. On Sunday, the team had a 3-0 loss against San Diego State in the 95-degree weather. SDSU put up 17 shots compared to CSU's 7. The team will play their final match of the season this Friday at 1 p.m. against Wyoming for the annual Border War. We've seen the CSU student section slowly dwindle after halftime at most sporting events here, and it has drawn some attention.
Wow, and I came out here to the CSU Plaza to test students on their Colorado State sports knowledge. What is the Colorado State football record right now?
Nope, don't know it.
Can you name one Colorado State men's basketball player?
No.
Can you name one CSU women's basketball player?
You know, to be honest with you, I can't.
Who is the Colorado State quarterback?
Shit, I don't even know, man. I don't even know.
What conference is CSU in?
Division II.
What conference is CSU in?
The Mountain Conference.
Ooh, Mountain West, but that's you're close.
Sorry.
Who is the Colorado State football quarterback?
I'm going to be able to tell you.
Who is the Colorado State football team playing this weekend?
I couldn't tell you, but I know the hockey team's playing Arizona and Arizona State.
Fair enough. Who is the head Colorado State men's basketball coach?
Oh God, I have no clue.
Who is the Colorado State football team playing this weekend?
Ooh, why am I forgetting this? Air Force. Is that next?
It's close. New Mexico. Can you name one CSU football player?
No, actually I can't.
Gallup. Oh, ding ding. Yeah. Gallup. Right. Who is the Colorado State men's football coach?
Mike Bobo. Right?
Awesome. Killing it.
I think it's safe to say CSU students need to work on their sports knowledge. For updates on the sporting events this weekend, follow the CTV 11 YouTube page and don't go away because Kiara Coles is up next with entertainment and has an inside look at the CSU drag show from this weekend.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change
because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
What's up, Rams? I'm your entertainment anchor, Kiara Coles, and I have the 411 on all things entertainment. Last week, Demi Lovato released a documentary about her life and rise to fame on YouTube. The short film, titled Simply Complicated, details the struggles that Lovato faced throughout her life. The starlet reveals that she wrestled with multiple addictions and mental disorders from a very young age, including depression, drug addictions, bipolar syndrome, and an eating disorder. Lovato attributes some of her struggles to the fact that she was bullied severely as a child, as well as due to the absence of her birth father during the critical growing stages of her life. The hour and 18-minute-long intimate documentary offers a behind-the-scenes look into how drastically addictions and disorders can affect a person's life regardless of status in society. In the weeks prior to the release, Lovato appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres Show to talk about her project, saying, quote, "I touch on everything that I've been through and how it's turned me into the person that I am today." The documentary also features several songs from Lovato's new album, which is available in stores and on iTunes. This past Sunday, drag queens and kings got together for one of CSU's biggest productions. Prism's annual fall drag show, Lights, Camera, Drag, brought together queens and kings for a night full of performances. The event, made in collaboration with CSU's Pride Resource Center, showcased local talent and featured a special guest.
Our performers are about half and half between students and outside performers, and then we have our special guest this semester, Gia Gunn from RuPaul's Drag Race.
The show has taken a lot of time and effort from both the directors.
So we started planning for this show back in April.
And performers alike.
We had practices for, it was a couple times a week.
Although doors opened at 5 p.m., performers were there well in advance to assemble their outfits, do their makeup, and get that last-minute routine practice in, while crowds waited outside.
I've been here since about 3:30ish. Some of my friends over here have been here since 3, so about 2.5 hours.
In eager anticipation for the event to unfold.
I really do enjoy supporting the local queens, especially the ones from CSU. I think it's really great that we do this.
Meanwhile, directors oversaw the event to ensure it went according to plan.
I'm directing, just making sure that these volunteers do what they're supposed to be doing, making sure that the show is going to be flowing perfectly, and then get my own number in there. So.
Once doors opened, a significant amount of people flooded the ballroom, demonstrating the growth of this event from year to year.
So it went from about probably 450 people showing up to 1,000-ish.
Drag queens and kings took to the stage to showcase their talents. The night consisted of lip-sync performances accompanied by choreographed dance routines. Show hosts V. Bellinger and Sid Sahota encouraged audience members to show their support by bringing dollar bills to the stage. In between acts, the hosts would pay ode to an influential member in the LGBTQ community. The night was important to not only performers.
It's something we can teach people about and show people exist, and in a way that's fun.
But also left an impact on audience members.
Keep doing what you're doing because you inspire not only me, but a lot of other young queens out there and a lot of other people just to really express themselves and really be who they want to be.
At the end of the night, over $1,000 was collected. The money will benefit the Pride Resource Center. Alright, so I'm sure you all remember The Hunger Games, the dystopian book series turned movie franchise about kids who fought to the death for the entertainment of others. Well, apparently someone thought that would be a fun theme park idea. On October 20th, the World of the Hunger Games theme park opened at Motion Gate in Dubai. The theme park is part of the Lionsgate Zone, which features various attractions inspired by Hollywood. The Hunger Games attraction consists of a hovercraft simulator that displays a virtual tour of Panem and a Capital Bullet Train roller coaster ride. The park even provides food at PETA's bakery shop. In addition, guests have the opportunity to hang out with peacekeepers, who you may remember are responsible for cutting out the tongues of quite a few people in the movies. Yeah, sign me up for the next tour. But really though, this theme park seems like a bit too much. I mean, I understand wanting to bring fan favorite movies to life, but I definitely think there should be a line drawn somewhere between Hogwarts Wizardry World and an apocalyptic death park. But hey, I mean, at least you'll get your bread fixed at PETA's bakery. And with that, let's get into some movie reviews. Over the weekend, I saw the movie The Mountain Between Us. Based on the trailer, you would think that the movie would have you on the edge of your seat wondering how a pair of strangers, played by Kate Winslet and Idris Elba, would escape the harsh, snowy wilderness after experiencing a plane crash. Well, you would be wrong. The movie was essentially a love story. If you're not into love stories, I'm going to save you the time of seeing this movie by saying that basically all of the action you see in the film is in the trailer. Furthermore, I've come to observe that traveling with Kate Winslet, probably not the best idea. I'm literally never going to be over that. Anyways, another movie currently in theaters is the famous Mutt to the DEA. That's right, Tyler Perry's famous character is on the big screen again in Boo 2: A Madea Halloween. Now I love Madea, don't get me wrong, and there are definitely some very impactful Madea movies in existence, but these Madea movies are beyond subpar. The film scored a whopping 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. However, even Perry himself knows that the quality of this film is not very astounding, saying, quote, "I don't think the Oscars are going to be calling for this one." Even though the film is not worthy of critical acclaim, it's still a good movie if you're just looking to shut off your brain and have a couple of laughs. Halloween is exactly 1 week away, folks, which means if you haven't gotten your costume, you better get on it. If you're not too thrilled about spending a ton of money on a costume that will most likely sit in your closet for the other 364 days of the year, you can create one of your own. Lucky for you, I have chosen my top 3 last-minute DIY costumes that will have you winning every costume contest. For my first choice, it's Raining Men. Look how easy this costume is. I mean, all you need is an umbrella and a bunch of pictures of your Man Crush Mondays, and voila, you've got yourself a costume. Okay, now this next one cracks me up just because it's so stupid. It's Nickelback. Take a nickel, put it on your back, and just like that, you're a rock band. Just don't be too surprised if people complain about your quote-unquote trash music. My final choice requires some craftsmanship. You'll need some black pipe cleaners, gold cardstock paper, and yellow fuzzy pom-poms. Just cut the paper into a crown and attach the black antennas, top with the pom-poms, and boom, you're Queen Bee. This costume isn't only cute and clever, but it gives you the opportunity to belt out single ladies all night to your heart's content. And I mean, you're Queen Bee, and Queen Bee does whatever she wants. Well, that's all I have for you, Rams. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for our Humans of CSU show. Take care of yourselves and have a great night.